Hey guys, welcome to Notes 7-1, first day of the new unit. Okay, today we're going to solve quadratic equations, but I'm going to give you the factored form. Okay, so before we get started, I want to first talk about what a quadratic looks like. So hopefully you remember from Algebra 1, quadratic looks like this. The graph of a quadratic is called a parabola. Okay, I'm going to draw a different one on the second graph. We're going to talk about the parts. All right. Here we go. Okay, this right here is called the vertex, where the graph touches the x-axis. Actually has several names. Roots. You can also call them x-intercepts. Can also be called the solutions, and that is where the solutions to a quadratic is located. Now imagine that we have a vertical line that cuts this parabola in half. It's called the axis of symmetry. Okay, symmetry because it cuts it in half, and it's axis because it is a line, and axis is another word for a line. Okay, first way we're going to learn to solve for quadratic or find the roots is solving factored quadratic equations. Okay, so let's talk about what that's going to look like. So look right here. It says 8 times what number equals 0? Or what number times a equals 0? Well, for both of these equations, if I would replace the question mark with 0, the answer will be 0. So it doesn't matter which one is 0. If you multiply any number times 0, the answer will be 0. So let's say I have an equation a times b equals 0. What must be true of a or b? Well, they must be 0. Okay, that's the only way that that equation would be 0, is if a or b is 0. So we're going to use that in mind. Now what we're looking for is we're looking for where the parabola crosses the x-axis. So we want the values for x that make y 0. Okay, we want you might want to write this down, values for x that make y equals 0. So we're going to set every equation equal to 0. So look at example 1. We have x, and in parentheses, x minus 2 equals 0. So we want to know what are the values for these x values that will make this 0, will make this my y. Okay. Well, take your factors, it is in factored form, and set each one of them equal to 0. So if I set x equal to 0, it's x equal to 0. Okay, x minus 2 equal to 0. Then I would add 2 to both sides to solve, and it would be x equals 2. So in this case, my roots, or my solutions, are 0 and 2. Okay, if we were to graph this equation, well, we know that it would cross the x-axis at 0 and 2. And since it doesn't have a negative out here, it's facing up. Okay, so it would be, the parabola looks similar to this. So just by getting the roots and know it's facing up, we can get a pretty good sketch of it. All right, let's look at example number 2. Same thing, we're going to set each factor equal to 0 and solve for x. So my roots for number 3 are 3 and negative 4. Okay, I want us to sketch graph of that so it crosses at negative 4. and a positive 3. This one faces up also. Does not have a negative out here. If it would face down, there would be a negative right there. There's our solutions to example number 2. Now let's look at number 3. So notice the 6. The 6 is a factor, but it is not a solution. Okay, not a solution because there is no x. Only the factors that have x in them. So I'm going to just do x plus 5 equals 0. And x plus 2 equals 0. So my roots are negative 5 and negative 2. Again, this one is going to face up. Negative 2, negative 5, about right there. You can get a good sketch of our graph. Okay, I want you to try number 4. Go ahead and pause the video and find your answers, and then check your answers when you're done. This is what your answers should look like on number 4. Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow, Friday, for notes 7-2. Hope you have a great day, and if you're going to the football game, hope you have a safe trip. Bye.